Next question is also for the First Selectman candidate, starting with Phyllis this time. Grant money is one way in which we can reduce local costs for projects that meet the needs of our citizens. Please detail your experience with grants and what will you do in the future?
As I mentioned, I've been on my own crusade to knock on the doors of our federally and state elected officials. One would call it being pesty. I would call it reminding them that New Hartford needs a voice. And so we also would like to have monies come into our town versus Bloomfield, or in our state versus another. So I definitely look forward to looking for more grants and take a lot of responsibility for helping to bring the USDA Rural Development Grant that will help our wastewater treatment plant, and by reducing your cost of over $2 million savings. In terms of my experience with grants,
Yeah. No, thanks. Cut her off by a minute and a half.
Just in terms of my personal experience with grant seeking, I'm not schooled in that area. However, I know we have a lot of volunteers who are, and again, as a collaborator, as a team player, I would bring people in. The one area that I thought was going to happen 2 years ago with this new administration is I was promised we would have a grant writer, or we would at least seek one out. I do promise that that would be one of the things I would look for first, to find out what grant writers are available, what their fees are, what they are about, and what they can do for New Hartford. And I think that that's important to help us get somebody who's professional to help us bring some more money in.
In the area of grants, since I took the office of First Selectman, the town has received a $250,000 steep grant for the repair of some sewer lines on Brook Street and Main Street. We received a $154,000 grant to repave approximately 1 mile of West Hill Road. We received a $9,100 public safety grant. We received a grant of approximately $34,000 for the Windback development, and we're now seeking another grant of $40,000, which we're going to, if we're successful, the Board of Education will get to help with the Antolini project. As far as seeking other grants, I would agree that if you bring in a consultant like we did with the wastewater treatment plant, and they know where the grant money is, it paid. They paid their way because they were able to get us that grant money through the RD. Thank you.
My experience with grants starts with the school building projects that I chaired starting in 2000. Obviously, most grants take money to make money. You have to spend money to get money back. And the school projects are no different. And Antolini will be something that will be subject to some reimbursement grants from the state. But of course, we will have to consider spending money before we are reimbursed. My most recent involvement in grants is the $1.7 million grant that's going on in Region 7 right now. We're one of the first schools in the state constructing one of the largest solar arrays in the state that is a $3.4 million system that will decrease our electrical usage for years to come. This is Connecticut clean energy money that's available for all communities, and it's something that we can consider if we're going to do a roof at Antolini, something that will reduce our operating costs for everybody in town. Thanks a lot.